Welcome to Wonderslate. Subscribe to our Telegram channel given in the description to updates and study materials. Topic for today's quiz is The Age of Industrialization Set 1. Question number 1. What do you mean by Orient? Option A. Countries to the east of the Mediterranean. Option B. Countries which are traditional, mysterious and pre-modern. Option C. All countries except Europe. Option D. Both A and B. The correct answer is Option D. Both A and B. The Orient means the countries to the east of the Mediterranean, usually referring to Asia. The term arises out of a Western viewpoint that sees this region as pre-modern, traditional and mysterious. Question number 2. What was the reason behind new merchants could not set up business in the towns in Europe? Option A. The rules became barrier. Option B. Scarcity of product to start any business. Option C. The powerful trade guilds and urban crafts made it difficult. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option C. The powerful trade guilds and urban crafts made it difficult. The new merchants could not set up business in the towns in Europe because the powerful trade guilds and urban crafts made it difficult for new merchants to start business in towns and restricted their entry. Question number 3. What was the first symbol of factory system? Option A. Jute. Option B. Cotton. Option C. Wheat. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option B. Cotton. The first symbol of factory system was cotton. Its production boomed in the late 18th century. In 1760, Britain was importing 2.5 million pounds of raw cotton for its cotton industry. By 1787 its import soared to 22 million pounds. Question number 4. Who was the staplers and fullers? Option A. Gathers cloth by pleating. Option B. Sorts wool according to its fiber. Option C. Both A and B. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option C. Both A and B. A fuller fulls or gathers cloth by pleating and staples or sorts wool according to its fiber. A merchant clothier in England purchased wool from a wool stapler and carried it to the spinners. The yarn, thread, that was spun was taken in subsequent stages of production to weavers, fullers, and then to dyers. Question number 5. When did the earliest factories came up in England? Option A. In 1730s. Option B. In 1750s. Option C. In 1735s. Option D. In 1748s. The correct answer is Option A. In 1730s. The earliest factories in England came up by the 1730s. But it was only in the late 18th century that the number of factories multiplied. Question number 6. What do you mean by carding? Option A. In spinning. Option B. In weaving. Option C. In which cotton or wool fibers are prepared for spinning. Option D. In which finishing of cloth is done. The correct answer is Option C. In which cotton or wool fibers are prepared for spinning. Carding is a process in which cotton or wool fibers are prepared for spinning. Question number 7. Who invented the first steam engine? Option A. James Watt. Option B. Newcomen. Option C. Richard Arkwright. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option B. Newcomen. James Watt improved the steam engine produced by Newcomen and patented the new engine in 1781. His industrialist friend Matthew Boulton manufactured the new model. Question number 8. According to historians, who was the typical worker in the mid-19th century? Option A. Craftsperson and laborer. Option B. Machine operator. Option C. Unskilled labor. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option A. Craftsperson and laborer. The typical worker in the mid-19th century, according to historians, was traditional craftsperson and laborer and not a machine operator. Question number 9. Who attacked the introduction of spinning jenny? Option A. Men. Option B. Women. Option C. Men and children. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option B. Women. The women in the woolen industry attacked the introduction of spinning jenny because of the fear of unemployment. This made the women workers hostile to the introduction of new technology. Question number 10. What do you mean by Gomastha? Option A. An officer of the company who acted as a go-between the company and Indian traders. Option B. An officer of the East India Company who looked after the textile trade. Option C. A paid servant of the company who supervised weavers, collected supplies and examined the quality of the cloth. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option C. A paid servant of the company who supervised weavers, collected supplies and examined the quality of the cloth. First, the company tried to eliminate the existing traders and later they appoint a paid servant called the Gomastha to supervise weavers, collect supplies, and examine the quality of cloth. Question number 11. In which year Henry Patullo established a company? Option A. 1790. Option B. 1770. Option C. 1772. Option D. 1775. The correct answer is Option C. 1772. In 1772, Henry Patullo, a company official, had ventured to say that the demand for Indian textiles could never reduce, since any other nation produced goods of the same quality. Question number 12. Which war caused new problems for Indian weavers? Option A. The American Civil War. Option B. First World War. Option C. Second World War. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option A. The American Civil War. The American Civil War caused new problems for Indian weavers. Indian weavers could not get sufficient supply of raw cotton of good quality. The Americans stopped supplying raw cotton to Britain due to the Civil War. Question number 13. What was the causes led to decline of weaving industry in India? Option A. By the 1850s, export markets collapsed, local markets shrank. Option B. The cheap, machine-produced goods of Manchester glutted the Indian market. Option C. The Civil War in America stopped cotton exports to Britain. Option D. Both B and C. The correct answer is Option D. Both B and C. The cheap, machine-produced goods of Manchester glutted the Indian market and the Civil War in America stopped cotton exports to Britain, which imported raw cotton from India, and Indian weavers were deprived of raw cotton which sold at exorbitant price in India were the causes of collapse and decline. Question number 14. When did the export of Indian yarn to China declined? Option A. 1906. Option B. 1910. Option C. 1915. Option D. 1902. The correct answer is option A, 1906. The export of Indian yarn to China declined in 1906 because produce from the Chinese and Japanese mills flooded the Chinese market. Question number 15. What do you mean by fly shuttle? Option A, a mechanical device used by weavers, moved by means of ropes and pulleys. Option B, a mechanical device which increased production in factories. Option C, the device which places horizontal threads, the weft, into the vertical threads, the warp. Option D, both A and C. The correct answer is option D, both A and C. A fly shuttle is a mechanical device used by weavers, moved by means of ropes and pulleys, and it is the device which places horizontal threads, the weft, into the vertical threads, the warp. Thank you for watching the video. If you'd like practice this quiz, then download the Wonderslate app now, link in the description below. If you have any suggestion for us, feel free to leave comments. If you liked the video and want to see more of it, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to click on subscribe button to get more updates of the future videos.